How did you use media technologies in the construction, research, planning and evaluation stages? I used a range of media technologies, all being based on Apple Mac computers and my personal laptop at home. My planning and research stages were probably the most vital in terms of media technology, on a broad range, like using the internet, for example. With research, YouTube was absolutely essential in my research, for looking up teaser trailers, for looking up things about genres, for looking up basic trailers, just research into films. Google and Google Images in specific gave me all the film posters and magazine covers that I looked at. Also, like research stages into like music and things, looking up for unsigned artists. MySpace was a really good place to look at the internet for unsigned artists for my piece. In terms of research and planning together, my blog was probably the most important media technology because it's what brought everything together and it kept me organised. It proved to me that I've done all this work and I need to conclude everything, and with each post it got more and more developed. So it kind of, because all of the things that I've done we've gone to complete to waste. I don't keep a record, it's all on my blog. So if I didn't have a blog, I would have either forgotten or just, it would have been so unorganised. So my blog keeps everything together, and with the research and planning stage it's particularly helpful because I could look at things, post it on there and go back to them and analyse them and things like that. With my construction stage, all of the Mac features came in the most handy. For example, GarageBand, LiveType for titles, Final Cut for my editing, and Photoshop for my ancillary tasks specifically. I also use PaintShop Pro, which is a program I have at home, so I know all my way around that, and I can use that really effectively. So I use a combination of both of them when doing my ancillary tasks. For the construction stage, I also use the internet for downloadable things like fonts. I've given credit to all the fonts I've used on my blog, which is from a website called www.dafont.com. That's been really helpful because obviously a convention is to follow fonts and titles, and that website's enabled me to do exactly what I want to do. I find the exact font I need. The media technologies that I've used on the Macs are really, really good. Like the quality of editing that you can get on Final Cut is just superior to any other editing program I've ever used. I've used it in all my past coursework, and I feel I get better every time I use it because I find new transitions, effects, I find new things to do, and it's just really good. Other things like GarageBand I've only used little bits of. Like for my unsigned artists I've just like tweaked certain bits, volumes and stuff, to add into Final Cut for my piece. And for my evaluation stage, I've basically used the same things I mentioned before for my actual construction stage. But in terms of actually planning for my evaluation stage, I haven't done it on my blog, I've just used things like PowerPoint and Word. I think the most important media technology obviously is probably my video camera, because it's what I use. I bought a specific video camera for this coursework from a company called Sanyo, and particularly I love the close-ups it does on it, and I've really made use of that in my opening sequence, with like close-ups of her eye and things like that. And then there's little things like tripods and stuff like that I've used. Don't really count as media technologies, but you know what I mean. But I think media technology is most significant in stages like planning and research, because teamed with audience feedback, I was pretty much able to do anything I wanted based on my research and planning. Construction, it obviously plays a big part to have media technologies available to you, especially such high quality available on Apple, but I think without the research and planning stages and the wide range of media technologies available to me, the construction stage would be empty. Like, I'd have no inspiration to make anything. So I'm really glad I had all those media technologies available to me, and I think I've used all of them pretty successfully.